Corey. I'm 33. I'm from Bristol, PA. And basically, I got into shit just like everybody else, pills. Started with the perks until they became too expensive. You know, couldn't find them anymore. And I actually started getting high in Trenton because I was closer to Trenton than I was here. I didn't even know about Kensington. I don't even think I said it to my latest interview, but I was actually living across from Bridge and Pratt and driving to Trenton to get drugs because I didn't even know that Kensington existed. But, I mean, I think I, hold on, I think I, started using when I was like 25, maybe, 25 or so. I snorted for like a week until I started shooting it up. And, you know, once you start shooting, everything kind of spirals out of control. But it was also heroin then, and now it went from heroin to fentanyl, from fentanyl to carfentanil, to the carfentanil with tranquilizer, and now whatever the xylazine, I believe is in the drugs, which fucked my whole situation up really bad because I could barely even walk because of it. I just left the hospital, what, not even 20 minutes ago. He called me coming off the train. It will, like, of course,
yeah,
that would happen, right?
Now we gotta wait till that go off. It's always some distraction, always.
What is that, the truck or the, whatever they're putting in the shit that we're doing out here that I don't even think they know what they're putting in it. It's really like, it's gonna kill you, basically. Some faster than others, you know what I mean? Like, there's people that do the same shit that I do every single day and do more than I do and are perfectly fine, and then you have me, I do what I do, and I have holes in my leg, I can't walk, and then I gotta get bandages every day. I gotta make sure I keep it clean or it's gonna get infected. I'll be back in the hospital again, I can't walk, and you know what I mean? On top of trying to support yourself, eating and staying hydrated. There's somebody coming up beside you. Staying hydrated, you know what I mean? And on top of staying away from strike force and everything else out here. But it's crazy, like, Kensington really has changed in just the past, what, 7 years? That it don't even make any sense anymore. It's like they put the shit out here to kill you. It's what it feels like.
So how was your stay in the hospital? Because the last time I saw you, you know, you was in really bad condition.
Yeah, really bad. When I first got there, like I couldn't walk for like the first 4 days that I got there. They did physical therapy with me, and you know what I mean? I just kept eating, they kept giving me insures.
That's the Damon train.
I ended up getting like a really bad headache the one day, like I couldn't even think, like physical therapy came, I told him no, I wouldn't get my blood taken, and I ended up having a blood transfusion because my blood count was so low. Like, That's how bad this shit is. Like, that now you gotta pump somebody else's blood through you just to fucking function. That, like, to me, when you really, it's not that big of a medical procedure, but when you really think about it, like, damn, you need somebody else's blood supply just to keep yourself going. Like, that's bad. That's bad.
How did they treat you at the hospital? Were you treated with respect and dignity?
Yeah, Temple and Broad, like their main hospital, is amazing. Like, they have a whole addiction team, like, just focused on how they can figure out how to get people off the shit, like, because they don't even know what we're on, and they can't, like, their doctors will tell you, like, they can't treat us with the same strength of drugs that we're doing out here. Like, there's no way to even touch it. And that's kind of scary. Like, we're talking about a hospital.
Yeah. So what about your legs? How is it? Did they treat that also?
Yeah, my legs, they're good. They're better, a lot better. I mean, I can walk.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to keep, like, living outside or being out on the street, like, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up with taking care of yourself, like, when you need certain things like bandages and gauze and, you know, stuff like that. Thank God there are a lot of places out here that give it out. You just got to make sure you're on top of it and be at those places when they're doing it.
So you got out the hospital, Corey, and you back in Kensington. Why is that?
Well, people think, you know, and it's crazy you said that because somebody actually said that to me the way. This was like a year ago when I got out of the hospital. Like, why did you come back out? You should be you're clean now. But no, you're not, because they're putting you on so much shit to keep you comfortable until they can figure out how to get you off of it. That when you leave, you might be on technically more than, you know what I mean, they would consider on the street. I was on 180 milligrams of Oxy every 4 hours, and I don't know what the milligram goes by Dilaudid, but Dilaudid every 4 hours and Klonopin. So you figure you come back out on the street, that's not being clean. You can't come out on the street and not take nothing. You'll be sick. You'll probably actually be sicker than you would be coming off. Dope.
Okay. So what's the situation with you and your family now? How?
I mean, I have a relationship with my family. It's just, you know, like, some people can go home, some people can't. I choose to be out here and use. But, and my family's been dealing with it long enough that they, you know, they understand what I'm going through. But they show me a lot of tough love too, so.
You believe in tough love?
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't work for everybody, Corey. Some people had tough love growing up and it set them down this road.
Right.
So it depends on the individual, right?
Absolutely, because you see people who grew up out here and, like, you would think growing up out here and seeing this shit would make you not do it. But you gotta remember too, there's people who grew up in families who their parents used, and that would be the same situation. This is worse, but you know what I mean? Like, it.
Yo, they getting on my nerve with that. It's hard to pick a spot to do an interview in Kensington that's not
definitely
noisy.
is fucking, is noisy.
Right.
Between, like, the cop sirens, ambulance, fire trucks, the gunshots, the cars that have that backfire that sound like gunshots.
Right.
Just scary too, because people are constantly like ducking on the ground because you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the
cars.
backfire, yeah. What you got planned for the rest of your day today?
I'm not sure. It's funny because I was actually gonna stop by the Rock. Before I seen you, I was gonna stop by the Rock and see if they could find somewhere for me to go rehab-wise. It's hard to find somewhere that does wound care and recovery together, because I had a really, really bad experience getting sent to Kirkbride. When I got there, they were told they weren't aware of my wounds, and they were, because I was there. One of the people talked to them. I ended up having 103 point something fever. They thought I was sepsis, but didn't send me to the hospital for like 4 hours. Like, yeah, I had a really bad, like, it was bad. But because of that, I was educated that there really isn't many places that do both together, because it's such a serious thing. Because you could die. Like, I got endocarditis from the shit in my legs.
Yeah, it's definitely
Which, for
life-threatening.
people who don't know, is a blood disease.
Endocarditis. That killed my friend Nadia. May her soul rest in peace.
And killed a couple of mine.
Yeah. So now, Corey, you know, you see this life that you're living is sucking the life out of you, dear. How much you used to weigh before?
Like 160.
And how much you weigh now?
Probably not even 100 pounds.
And you say you are 33 years old? When were you born? Your birthday, I mean.
December 11th.
Oh, you a Sagittarius?
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to my Sag sister. I'm December 1st.
Are you?
So we the fire sign. Okay. Corey, if you can go back in time, what would you tell your younger self about addiction, drugs?
See, it's hard because, like, I had my son when I was really young. So.
Right. That's the demon train that's always carrying people in and out of Kenzo.
Right.
How many kids do you have?
2.
2. And where are they currently?
With their fathers.
Adults? Are your kids grown?
Grown enough.
Okay.
Teenagers.
Now, what were you saying about your kids before that train came? You had your kids really young.
Like I had my older son when I was 16, so it was like that's kind of around the same time I started getting into the pills, and I think it spiraled so quickly because I was home all the time and I was bored, so I was constantly, you know what I mean, just going and going, and I probably would tell myself, like, I don't even know, just don't even be curious, please. It's not fun.
What are some careers you had in the past?
I actually went to school for medical assistant.
And what happened after that?
I was working for a doctor, but I mean, I was working for a doctor at the same time I was using the pills, so you know how that, like, you don't have what you need, you don't go to work, you end up losing your job.
Yeah. So what do you think makes you want to keep taking drugs?
There's nothing really that makes me want to. It's the unknown of when you're coming off.
The withdrawal?
Yeah.
You fear that also,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people fear that
100%.
withdrawal.
It's scary because it's not. It's a painful thing, like physically and mentally, and like even emotionally. Because a lot of people don't even know who they are because they use so young. Like you don't really know the real you.
Facts. Absolutely. And so many people are struggling out here. Now, what do you do for work, Corey? How do you get money?
I I mean, like thankfully people that help me, that is like slowly, you know what I mean? Not gonna happen much longer. But you know, I used to do the same thing everybody else used to do out here. I used to trick, and I used to boost, and I used to do everything else. I just, because of my legs, I really can't do. Could you imagine me running from
you're at a disadvantage.
A retail.
You're at a disadvantage. So do people take advantage of you due to the fact of your
Yeah, I've had
condition?
people. But I actually had a girl that I thought I was cool with. I sent her to give me shit, and she burned me because she knew like I wouldn't catch up with her because of my legs. But little did she knew, I caught up with her later that day.
Right. You can run.
I had to wait until she had to come to me.
Yeah, I hear that. So we about to wrap things up, Corey. What do you want the world to know about you?
Just basically like I'm just like anybody. Like, you don't have to be anybody in particular. You don't have to be poor, rich, a doctor, a fucking bum. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. This shit affects everybody, whether personally or through family or friends or whatever. Anybody can get addicted to this shit. I've seen it happen to the best people. And like a lot of people don't even see, like there's a lot of doctors, lawyers, they do this shit, they can just afford it right now, but eventually this shit will take everybody under.
Agree 100. What are your short-term goals now, Corey?
I mean, right now, I need to focus on my legs and walking better. My tolerance definitely has lowered, so it will make it a lot easier, like if I do go to rehab. So, I mean, I hope to eventually get into somewhere where I can be comfortable enough to stay for the duration. Yeah, I was on methadone like almost 2 years ago.
And what triggered you?
Being bored.
So boredom is your trigger? So you gotta stay busy, huh?
Yeah.
If your friends or your family see this video, what message would you like to send to them?
Just that I love them and, I appreciate them. So, you know what I mean? Being my support system.
Anything else?
I mean, they already know, like, you can only say sorry so many times, because with this shit, sorry really isn't even a word, because, it's like they know you're purposely not doing it to them, even though it feels like a personal attack. I've never seen so many kids raised by grandparents than recently. And you know what? I don't even want to say it's a bad thing. It's a better thing, because these kids out here too, like, there's other things going on down here in Kensington besides just drugs. Like, people are getting murdered and killed for no reason by children. So, like, there's other things going on too.
If you had 3 wishes, what would your 3 wishes be?
To get clean. Hold on.
Demon train always passing.
Right, the demon train. You become zombified when an Allegheny, Somerset is called. Like, you just walk off. But I wish I could go back and not choose or make the decisions that I made. And lastly, like, I wish they could just figure out what this shit is and get rid of it.
Do you have a spiritual or religious belief?
Not really. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I believe in a higher power, but nothing.
Where do you believe you'll go when you die?
I don't know.
Gotcha. So this one is to take us home, dear Corey. There are a lot of people in this world who judge people who struggle with drug addiction. What's your message for the world?
Become educated. Seriously. Because, like I was telling you right before we started this interview, I was walking around downtown, you know what I mean, and like I was disrespected by so many people, like just being somewhere that wasn't Kensington and somebody judging you by thinking or knowing that you're a drug addict and you don't know.
Less judging, right? And more loving, right?
Yeah.
Nobody love you like your family. Drugs don't love you. The people that's selling you the drugs don't love you. That's
or
for
the
sure.
people that you run with really don't love you either, so.
Right. So Corey, before we wrap up, is there anything you're in need of that we can help you with?
I mean, like, everybody could always use something. Like, but it's not just me that needs it, everybody out here needs it, so anybody that ever has anything like that, and they can come out and, you know what I mean, volunteer doing shit, but support and prayer is the most I can ask for.
Beautiful. You hear that from the lovely Corey, support and prayers. Awesome. So guys, we clocking out. Remember, don't be bitter, be better. Until next time, peace out.
One of us seems to circle the other. As you go, you remain a stranger to me, to you. But our pieces left uncovered. I'm thinking about four-leaf clovers. I've got composure, silver coin. You hold me, turn me over right now, but expect to forget about it. Watch as the breeze burns gold and smoke that you've stolen. Feels like it's my fortune that you're folding. I'm swimming with the sharks. I'm swimming with the sharks. I can't tell you apart from them. You can't tell either. Will we love or fall in deeper? Tell me, darling, what is it you want? How the mind doesn't work like it used to. As I know I remain a danger to me.